Hello students, let's start the second lecture of lesson number 1, chemical reactions and equations. In previous lecture, we have learned about chemical reaction and how do we represent it by chemical equations. In this lecture, we will learn about balancing of chemical equations. Let us take one simple example of combustion of magnesium metal. Magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of air. So magnesium metal will react with atmospheric oxygen, which makes magnesium oxide. So chemical equation of this reaction will be like this. Magnesium solid metal react with oxygen gas gives magnesium oxide, which is a solid powder. Now observe this chemical equation. Count the number of atoms before and after the chemical reaction. On left hand side, the number of atoms is magnesium 1 atom. On right hand side, magnesium is 1 atom. On left hand side, O2, that means 2 atoms of oxygen. On right hand side, only 1 atom of oxygen. So it means that number of atoms before and after the chemical reaction is not equal. This chemical equation is unbalanced. That means the total mass of reactant and product is not same. So this is the unbalanced chemical equation. This type of balanced equation is known as skeletal chemical equation, in which number of atoms is not same on left hand side and right hand side of the arrow. Remember, in standard 9, we have learned about law of conservation of mass, which states that mass cannot be created or cannot be destroyed in any chemical reaction. It means that the total mass before the reaction should be equal to the total mass after the chemical reaction. So in other words, we can say that the number of atoms before the chemical reaction should equal to the number of atoms after the chemical reaction. This chemical equation, where the number of atoms before the chemical reaction and the number of atoms after the chemical reaction is equal, that type of equation is known as balanced chemical equation. If any equation is not balanced, then we need to balance that equation by simply following the simple steps. So let us balance this our equation. Combustion of magnesium. I am writing the equation. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Our first step is to draw the box around each chemical formula. I am drawing this box which represents that we cannot change anything inside the boxes. It means that we can to balance the numbers. We are not changing the chemical formula of any substance. Only we need to change, we need to write the number in front of the boxes to balance the numbers. Inside the boxes we cannot change anything. That is our first rule. After drawing the box, let us start balancing. Count the numbers on left hand side of the arrow and right hand side of the arrow. For magnesium, on left hand side it is 1 atom, on right hand side in magnesium oxide molecule 1 atom of magnesium. So magnesium is balanced here. What about oxygen? On left hand side there are 2 atoms of oxygen. On right hand side only 1 atom of oxygen. It means oxygen is unbalanced. We need to balance it. To balance oxygen, I am putting 2 in front of magnesium oxide on right hand side, which indicates that 2 oxygen in right hand side. Now on balancing this 2, observe this again. On balancing oxygen, actually it represents also 2 magnesium. It means magnesium is unbalanced now. On right hand side 2 magnesium, while on left hand side only 1 magnesium. Again, to balance magnesium, I need to put 2 in front of magnesium. Count the numbers again now. 2 magnesium on left hand side, 2 magnesium on right hand side. 2 oxygen on left hand side, 2 oxygen on right hand side. Now, the number on both the sides is equal. So, our equation is balanced now. Final balanced equation we can write like this. 2 magnesium plus O2 gives 2 magnesium oxide. This equation is balanced. So by putting any number in equation, we can balance the chemical equation. Let us take another example. Iron, when react with water, it gives iron oxide Fe3O4 plus hydrogen gas is released. In this chemical equation, count the numbers of on left hand side and right hand side of the arrow. Iron is 1 on left hand side. On right hand side, 3 atoms of iron, Fe. On left hand side, H2, 2 atoms of hydrogen. On right hand side, H2, 2 atoms of hydrogen. It means hydrogen is balanced. On left hand side, O, only 1 atom of O. On right hand side, O4, 4 atoms of oxygen. So we need to balance iron and oxygen numbers. What do we balance first, iron or oxygen? Doesn't matter. We can balance any atoms first and then next another. But remember, the atoms which is in elemental form, like Fe is in elemental form, not in compound form. The atoms which is in elemental form, we are keeping at last because we can balance it by putting any number in it. So remember, keep in mind that the atoms which are in elemental form can be kept as last to balance. So first our step is to draw the box around each chemical formula. Hydrogen is in balanced state, so we are trying to balance oxygen. On right hand side, oxygen is 4. On left hand side, oxygen is 1. To balance oxygen, I am putting 4 in front of H2O, which means that 4 oxygen on left hand side, O4, 4 oxygen on right hand side. Oxygen is balanced now. But understand here, on balancing oxygen, actually there is an imbalance of hydrogen now. This happens in balancing. So 4, while I am putting 4 in front of H2O, it makes 4 oxygen, but 4 2s are 8 hydrogen. So we need to balance hydrogen again. 4 2s are 8 hydrogen on left hand side, 2 hydrogen on right hand side. So I am putting, my next step is to balance hydrogen. So I am putting 4 in front of H2, which makes 4 2s are 8 hydrogen. Left hand side, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen. Right hand side, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen. So hydrogen is balanced now, oxygen is balanced now. Only iron is remaining. Here on right hand side, Fe3, that means 3 atoms. On left hand side, it should be 3. So I am putting 3 in front of Fe. So our final chemical equation, balanced chemical equation, should be like this. 3Fe plus 4H2O gives FeO4 plus 4H2. At last, again count the numbers of each and every element, because it happens that when we try to balance one atom, one element, it unbalances the other element. So it's a try and error method. By putting particular number, we can balance it. At last, check again all the numbers. If it is equal on both the sides, it is a balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation is necessary because it obeys, it represents the law of conservation of mass. So this was the balancing of chemical equations. Students, refer page number 3, 4 and 5 of textbook. And here are few equations that you have to balance by yourself in homework. If you have any doubts related to it, you can ask me. In next lecture, we will start the types of chemical reactions. Thank you.